Where am I?
Hello.
I saluted.
Next.
You didn't see it because you were like,
I saw the end of it.
okay, well, I guess that's all that matters.
We're saluting each other.
We're saluting Labor Day weekend, folks, even though...
Look.
Well, you're
There's
not
no
working
labor.
regardless.
I did the most work I've done in quite a while over the past few days.
You were at your dad's house, right?
I was at my father's abode.
Were you just, like, doing handiwork, basically?
Yeah.
Because that's what I do whenever I'm at my dad's.
Yeah, that's all he wants me to do. I had to fix a patio. Not fun.
What was wrong with the patio?
It wasn't big enough.
So you had to make it big. It's not really fixing.
But I did have to take everything that was there out in order to also make it more level.
Okay, that is fixing it.
Yeah, those stones are 90 pounds. There's a lot of them, and then more. And then once we did that, I built a greenhouse on top of it because the little chipmunks are eating his tomatoes.
My tomato plant's dead or dying, so
you should have had a greenhouse.
I should have. I don't know. It should have not been like 100 degrees for the past 2 weeks. Those fuckers just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, way to go, Ted Cruz.
It's all his fault. He brought
fucking Ted Cruz.
He brought the sun back from Cancun, and it's just stayed here.
It's never left.
Oh man, I haven't done.
Speaking of heat,
yeah,
can I tell you about this bad boy, Jonathan?
We're getting right into it.
I'm getting right into it.
Okay.
This is really... I'm not in a mind state to banter yet. Okay. I need to vibe off of...
You need to burn through a whole ass crime.
Burn is the correct word. Because let me tell you, John Pillow Pyro...
He was a little arsonist.
He was an arsonist. Now let me tell you, how many fires do you think this man has started, committed, let's say?
A dozen.
Oof. Little low.
Oh, 50.
Still a little low.
Is it still 2 digits?
No, it is not. It is not 2 digits. I'll tell you, it's not even 3 digits.
No! How do you get away with doing at least 1,000 fires?
According to this article, it says about 2,000 fires.
How do you manage that?
People killed 4, so he's careful. Is
he just like what counts as starting a fire? Like just burning some stuff on the side of the road, and he's like, that's
gotcha. One. No, it was buildings. It was all buildings.
Oh, that's impressive. Only 4 people died in 2,000 fires.
It's very impressive. So his nickname Pillow Pyro. We'll get to that. So, John Orr, now, he's in LA. He's hip, he's cool, he's with it. And he's like, I'm going to be a cop. And look, I know the folks at home are like, you don't want to be a cop. But to be fair, it was the 80s where everybody loved cops, especially in Los Angeles. There were no people mad.
I think people still love cops if they're like offline, you know what I mean? Like if they're not at an event protesting cops, or they're not online to like get clout from saying they hate cops. I think people still like the police if they're not getting pulled over for a speed ticket. And by people, I mean white people, which is unfortunately the majority of America.
People will be all about ACAB and like defund the police and abolish the prison.
But they'll call the cops if their neighbors are a little
They will
too loud.
call the cops, absolutely.
So,
and they will be like, "Wow, Derek Chauvin, he deserves to rot in prison forever." But also, nobody should be in prison. But also, Bill Cosby, prison.
Yeah.
And it's
But also,
like,
we need
it's
cops
just,
to catch the bad people.
yeah.
It's like, just pick a lane. I don't really care. It's, on this podcast, I've said before, as long as people are consistent and just have beliefs that make sense and aren't just convenient, I'm fine with it for the most part.
All of my beliefs are convenient.
Yeah. I don't have any beliefs, but in that way, I'm the most noble.
The most consistent. So he was like, I'm going to be a police officer. And then he did not make the cut to be a police officer. So he's like, you know what? I'll join the fire department instead.
I think I've heard this story before.
Interesting.
I think I have.
That would be a first for this podcast.
It literally would be a first that I've heard of any of these stories. I didn't know he did that many, though. But you keep going, please.
So he joined the Glendale Fire Department as an arson investigator. And the other firefighters were like, this guy's a little weird. And he's like getting in the fire truck and he's just like running down shoplifters and shit. Like he still wants to be a cop. And he's running down people in the fire truck.
Which is like, more effective than a cop car. I would, if someone in a fire truck told me what to do, I'd be like, okay, you have a hydro cannon on there and you could kill me. So
why don't police have like roof mounted artillery? I guess I'm understanding the ACAB a little bit more. Yeah. They could fishtail the fuck out of you. Like, if you're running from the police, but it's a fire truck, they're just going to ram into your gas tank.
Yeah, or blast you with water. Yeah, I imagine that would do some damage. It's a lot of water.
It's too much water.
We'll slip and slide.
And people are like, you know what? He's good. And for some reason, he's always the first guy at the fire. Interesting.
He's very talented.
He's very fast. And he always knows where the fire hydrants are. Can
a guy not be dedicated to his job?
He was dedicated.
Oh, he was dedicated. I know for sure.
So all of his fires use the exact same incendiary device, which is a cigarette attached to a book of matches, which is wrapped in paper with cotton and like different types of cotton. It says bedding. Yeah. I assume that's just other cotton. Hence the nickname, the Pillow Pyro.
Which is a stupid nickname, because now that I know what you're talking about, I'm like, there's better. I mean, it's catchy, but that doesn't really get at what the appeal of this guy is.
Yeah. And then you'd wrap it with a rubber band. So
it's like it's a time release.
Yeah, that's good.
Incendiary.
I think it's a good method. I might use it one day.
If you have to
start a campfire when I'm in a plane crash.
Yeah, but you're like, you don't want to start it immediately. You have to like go take a leak. You don't want
I don't want it to start yet.
Yeah.
In 1984, a fire at a local hardware store, so he's burning down like retail stores, killed 4 people, including a 2-year-old, which I think is rude.
That's a bit frowned upon. I don't know about any of the other geriatric fucks that he murdered, but a 2-year-old kind of sucks.
It was the 80s. The 2-year-old probably also sucked.
2-year-old also probably a big fan of the police, so... Yeah. He could go.
So it burned down the whole building, and then he got caught.
Uh-oh, sisters.
So there's an arson investigators conference where, suspiciously, several fires broke out surrounding that conference. And there's a single fingerprint on a piece of paper that they found. They're like, let's keep this on file. 2 years later... So this is now 89.
2 years and 2,000 fires later.
Yeah. 87 was the first conference. 84 was the hardware store fire that killed people. So we got away 3 years. Conference. People are suspicious. 2 years after that, 89. There's another conference and more small fires. are happening surrounding this arson investigator conference. And then they're like, let's compare the participants of these conferences and see who is in common.
Let's get their fingerprints.
Yeah. So there are 10 people that went to both. They compare all their fingerprints to the paper. And they got a whole task force going for this guy. And he gets caught. 91. They found cigarettes and rubber bands in his dang car or something.
Well, I mean, cigarettes isn't that.
And rubber bands and binoculars, to be clear.
I think the binoculars are the most damning. Because he's just sitting in his car, like, just staring at the flames.
Now, here's where it gets a little interesting, in my opinion. So, cigarettes, you can have that. You might be a bird watcher. You might have binoculars. And perhaps that fingerprint is just on a random piece of paper. You know? It's just a scrap. We don't really know. It was just in the fire.
Yeah.
And so they go to his house to do a search warrant process. And they find a manuscript he wrote called Point of Origin. And the main character is a fireman who is an arsonist. And here's a little snippet of that manuscript. To Aaron, the smoke was beautiful, causing his heart rate to quicken and his breath to come in shallow gasps. He was trying to control his outward appearance and look normal to anyone around him. He relaxed and partially stroked his erection, watching the fire. Interesting. So he is now serving life in prison plus 20 years.
Well, write what you know.
Yeah, he did. So I thought that was a nice little interesting arson.
That's a good one. It's much better than my crime.
That's good, because I found it literally 8 seconds before we started recording. I just Googled funny arson.
I found mine while I was doing dinner, and I was like, hey, this one's not about a woman or murder or Japan. So I wanted to branch out a little bit. Yeah. Pretty low stakes crime, which is one that you would not hear on other true crime podcasts. I have heard that story on a true crime podcast.
Okay.
I think I heard it on My Favorite Murder. So you've broken the one rule that we have.
You know what? Fuck them. If they want to come on the podcast and defend themselves, that's fine. I'll have them on, but
they have to defend themselves. They have to be playing,
the game,
playing defense. They can't be coming at us like some guests who come on this podcast and they attack us for an hour and a half straight right out of the gate. No, they need to be watching themselves. That's
true. That's true. I think if we have any guest who says anything negative about the show or about either of us, they're fired.
Yeah, they're fired. The only one who's allowed to say anything negative is me.
I would never say anything negative. I love everybody.
I am a hateful person.
I love everybody,
but not because of stereotypes.
In particular, I love one person who's been on the show more than the others. We'll never know.
Well, it's probably Arthur. Sorry, everybody.
It's probably... I didn't confirm it, but it's probably
Arthur. You didn't confirm it, but you didn't...
I refuse to confirm or deny, but...
How great's Arthur, everybody?
How great is Arthur?
Isn't he like launching shirts again, or he ordered shirts or something?
He's doing prototypes.
I can't wait to... I want to buy Arthur, if you're listening.
Arthur, if you're listening.
Let me buy one of your damn shirts. That's all I want. Is just to buy one
of your fucking shirts. We don't
even
want it for free. We will pay full price.
I want to just be like, I bought this shirt. People be like, that's a cool shirt. I wish I could have bought it. And I'll be like, too bad. I mean...
I know the designer.
Yeah, I know him personally.
He's a close personal friend of the show.
That's what it is funny because you can say, well, anybody who's been on my podcast is a friend of mine.
It's true.
I mean, I've talked to people on this show more frequently than I've talked to actual friends that I have, like spoken word. You know what I mean? So, that probably says more about me than
it might.
I don't have friends.
You have me.
I have you.
We're business acquaintances.
Well, look, because we record twice a week, we can't fucking burn through conversation.
It's true. Literally, we're so bad at content.
Yeah.
Unless
we're playing video games, then we're like, oh, okay. But it's also been a minute since we've done that.
Yeah, I've been too busy. I've been too busy playing job.
Other games. I was playing the Luck Be a Landlord or whatever.
I still play that.
They've diluted the pool of stuff too much that it felt like it's a lot harder to get.
It is much harder.
Any good setups. Have we talked about it enough to try to explain the video game to the fans?
Explain away.
Okay, so it's a roguelike, but normally with roguelikes, it's like you pick it's like a deck builder, but then you like have to play a game. This game, you don't play a game, you just fucking play a fucking what's it called? Lottery.
A slot machine.
Slot machine. There you go. And it will come up with the icons that you pick as you play the game. And there's a lot of good ones. I'm a big fan of Cat.
Cat's a great one.
Good cat builds.
Cat's better than it used to be.
Yeah, I noticed they added milk, which big buff for cat builds. Let me tell you. I was trying to get a cat deck rolling, but they made it really hard. And also, like, where the fuck's Rusty Gear?
Yeah, Rusty Gear is.
Is it rare now?
It's very rare now.
It sucks because I was like, man, I've been missing those big payouts. Yeah.
Everyone, this is not sponsored content, but buy
the
Luck
game
Be
out.
a
It's like
$5. Just buy it. Never play it. It doesn't matter.
I mean, actually, don't play it because it's like a very addictive game where you could burn through 3 hours and it feels like you've been playing for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's such a meaningless,
it is just clicking spin and
it's clicking spin and you go, oh, that was good, or oh, bummer.
Dopamine noise is cool.
Yeah, basically, it's a dopamine machine, which is why I was playing it earlier because I really bummed myself out all day.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, I was trying to get Unreal Engine 4 like working, and like, oh yeah, I can learn that myself, and it's like hard. And also my computer like does not like when I try and use it, and it takes forever to do anything. I got so fucking mad. I was like, I guess I'll never be a game developer. And then I was grumpy all day.
I mean, you could buy a new computer for game development.
I've been considering like buying. I mean, I don't know if it's the time to like buy a gaming PC or something, or like, I don't know. I wonder if I could rig this iMac into just a monitor and then buy like a Mac Pro and like jam it into it.
Perhaps.
And
I know nothing.
That would be pretty sick. This computer's also like 5 years old now.
It's too old to be developing modern gaming.
I wasn't even trying to do anything super complicated. It is a lot for this poor machine to handle, man. So and it's also, all that shit's really tricky. Like, I think if I were like, I understand like what's going on. It's just navigating the menus is hard.
Yeah,
but I imagine it's something that if I tried more, I would get better at. But it's so fucking hard on a computer that like just chugs.
Folks, support the Patreon. We gotta get a game development in progress.
Yeah. Unless you want a fucking goddamn 2D game.
Yeah, we're trying to get
those anymore.
We're trying to get that BBC video game money.
Yeah. What would be a Bad Boy Crimes video game?
Like a monkey who's a detective.
Oh,
It's like a point and click adventure.
are all the characters animals?
All the characters are animals.
Oh, now then I can get into. Oh, okay. And then there's going to be an in-game radio, and it's
Okay.
playing your music. And then
Hell
somewhere in the
yeah.
world, there's like a hidden house or something, and there's a little squid guy, like at a
Yeah.
computer or something. And then you
That-
talk to him, and he's like, "I don't do well with follow-up questions."
That's a video game based on the podcast. I'm an Easter egg and you're not in it.
Well, because I don't do anything. Or I like just make the villain character just like me, but like I don't know what animal would I be?
I could see you as a suave giraffe.
I don't like that. Pick a different one. Pick an animal with like proportions that you could easily make into a little video game.
You could
character.
be a sneaky iguana.
I'll take that. Some lizard bitch, yeah. Because I'm cold blooded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think iguana is good. I'll stand by that.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. It's better than giraffe. I don't even have a long neck.
Look,
I don't.
I like giraffes. Okay.
All right.
When I was in high school, I had this idea that I wanted to learn how to draw, which I've recently, in the past 2 years, gotten back into.
I also want to learn how to draw, but I'm not good
It's
at it.
like, it's kind of fun. I don't really plan on ever being good, but I'm like, look, I can illustrate a thing and you know what it is. That's good enough.
I mean, I drew the BBC monkey,
BBC Monkey's great.
and I have an eye for visuals, but I don't have the execution to really nail it.
That's fair. I learned that, like, if you just try stuff, it's usually not that hard. I think a lot of it is a mental block, which is how I learned that math isn't as hard as I think it is.
Math's not hard.
I've always been like, wow, I'm awful at math. And then I'm like, I can do addition and subtraction, but if it's like adding decimals, then like, no. And I was like, I have to add 12.2 plus like 8.7. I can't do that. And then I realized, like, you're just adding 2 and 7. It's fine.
Is this in reference to you looking at the statistics on Drake's listens for his new album?
No, this was in reference to the Candy Factory when I had to do simple addition once.
Oh. Also, there's a calculator app on your phone. I mean,
yeah. I don't need to, but I was like, I can't do it as soon as decimals are there or anything more complicated. And then I was like, if you just like don't tell yourself that you can't do it and you just try and do it, it's kind of easy.
Yeah. I kind of tap math-wise. I tap out at calculus, but everything else isn't that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so when I was in high school, I was learning how to draw, and my favorite thing to try to draw was a giraffe throwing up because I thought it was very funny.
Let's get that on a shirt. Arthur?
Arthur, put a
Wow.
giraffe throwing up on a shirt.
I feel like that could be on brand for him.
I think so. Yeah, that was like 15-year-old squid in history class just doodling a giraffe throwing up for way too long. It was good. It's a good idea. I also wrote a poem that got into a poetry book that was about giraffes. It was about bestiality, and giraffes is the deepest throat of all. That was the punchline.
It was a little. You were just doing bits.
I was doing a bit. It was funny. And then like it won a contest that I submitted to, and apparently it's in a poetry book, but the poetry book costs like $70. So I was like, that'll just exist.
You should buy it.
I will never.
Use the Patreon money.
I believe that they let anyone who enters win, and then the scam is that they make you buy the book.
Well, damn! I want to enter in the book just so I can say I'm a fucking published
poet. Yeah, you could.
Because the apps would probably it wouldn't hurt.
It's true.
Although, dude, the apps have been a wasteland this weekend.
Labor Day.
I get.
They're all having babies. That's why.
Good one.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Glad.
But man, it's rough. And I was ghosted for real. I don't know if people who haven't listened to the bonus episode, I don't even remember if I talked about it on there. But
Folks, listen to the bonus episode.
But since it's been for us 2 weeks since we've talked about anything on a regular episode, even though you all listened to the Nick episode last week, yes.
It really feels like I have no concept. Nick is the last episode. Look at that.
Yeah, it's
my birthday episode.
Yes. So yeah, even that it was Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. It was I didn't even do anything wrong this time. Because other times I get it, you know, when I get got, but this time I was like, guess I'm just not good enough for anybody. That's fun.
That's good.
It is good that I'm not good enough for anybody. Thank you.
I think that you're good enough for yourself, and that's where you need to be.
That is a cop-out. But I mean, I'm a pretty self-sufficient person. Like, I don't really need anybody. It'd just be nice to, like, have someone to do activities with. And, like, activities where it's not weird if you're doing them by yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot of activities that are weird to do alone.
Yeah. And I'm already, like, unhinged enough where I'll just, like, sit down at a restaurant and eat by myself. I don't have a mental block anymore. I go to the movies by myself exclusively. Which I know some people are still like, oh, that's weird. But I'm like...
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine,
It's too. A dark room where you're supposed to be quiet. Why do you need somebody?
Yeah. Which is why I'm fine going. And for a while, especially during the pandemic, you would have spacer seats anyway. So it was like, oh, this is like the ideal scenario. Or just, I don't have to fucking sit near anybody. I can just chill. Speaking of movies, I saw Shang-Chi in theaters.
Hear it's good.
I didn't like it. And I like it for the reasons that people like it, but I think the other parts of the movie are so bad that it like made me upset. Yeah. Because there's like 2 good fights in the first half, and they're really cool. Like, the choreography is pretty cool. They're fun fights. I like that. And then the villain, who's the dad, he's cool. And then, like, in the back half of the movie, they could go to, like, CGI land. That's, like, very fucking cool. Avatar or some shit. Which, I'm sure it's some actual real Chinese thing. I don't fucking know. But for me, I was like, oh, this is Avatar, but, like, China edition. Great. And then it's so stupid. I don't know. Like, and also it does this weird, like, girl bossification of, like, being a killer and a bad person. And I'm like, what message are you doing?
Yeah.
Especially for those of you who stayed around for the second after credits scene, you know what I'm talking about. Fucking weird, in my opinion. So yeah, Shang-Chi, it's whatever movie. I like Black Widow more, which is not the
highest bar.
No, it's not the popular opinion. But I think Black Widow, because it had nothing to strive for, nothing to really like achieve, because it's like a meaningless movie that didn't even need to be made because it's like a prequel kind of. It can just be like fun, and the stakes were like lower for like me enjoying it. Whereas this, I'm like, oh, cool, introducing a new character and like other stuff. Okay, and then I'm like, oh, this is stupid.
I've seen the take that it's the best Marvel origin movie, which I think, having not seen most of them, I think is a bad take.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I mean, I like Ant-Man 1 more than this, which it was, again, it's just like, it's a stupid movie, but it's not trying to be anything interesting. So I'm like, or not interesting, but like thoughtful. Like, it's just a fun fucking superhero movie.
Yeah.
With like a little bit of heist elements in it, and Paul Rudd's fun, and things being little, that's appealing.
I like little things.
I'm trying to think of what other. I don't know if Spider-Man: Homecoming counts as an origin movie because it's not really, but for a character, that one's probably the best one from all of them.
Yeah, Iron Man 1 also
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
I think I saw it within the last 2 years, and I think it held up from 2008, which is impressive.
I think Black Panther is better than Shang-Chi.
I would never watch Black Panther. Disrespectful.
It's of you, yeah.
No, of Marvel.
And why is it disrespectful of them?
I think it's fucked up that these major...
It's fucked up to make movies about black people. Is that what you're saying?
Look, they should have used traditional blackface, but they use real black actors. That doesn't sit right with me.
That's a bit, folks.
That is a bit. I do not believe that. I think it's fucked up that these big corporations are making movies that are named the same thing as political right activist movements of the past. Like, if you want to look up the actual Black Panthers from the civil rights movement, you got to go through all this Marvel shit now.
Well, you can blame just Marvel, the comics, for doing that.
Yeah, I'm blaming Marvel as a big corporation. I'm also blaming, like, it's the same thing with the Frozen movie and how we used to talk about Walt Disney is frozen and he didn't die. Now when you Google Walt Disney Frozen, it's all movies, and you can't look up the real truth that they're freezing people. Cryogenics.
I mean...
yeah, I think that it's a little bit disrespectful to name your fun superhero movie after a political rights movement that led to a lot of people dying, actually.
Well, it's named after the character, so really I find it disrespectful that they named the character when they made the comic.
Yeah, but the comic wasn't...
They name all the movies after the character.
They could have named it Wakanda Forever. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's the subtitle for the second one.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, a true legend.
Ruth Conda forever, man.
I still do that bit.
I do too. Somebody at work has like a Ruth Bader Ginsburg like calendar or something in their office, and every time I walk by it in my head, I'm like, Ruth Conda forever, and I'm so afraid I'm gonna say it out loud.
It's funny.
It's good. It's a good bit.
Speaking of, I know we talked about it on the Patreon episode, but this whole abortion thing, this is why people were upset about Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying. And I just want to say, fuck Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You should have retired. You're like 8,000 years old and you have cancer, and you're like, I'm going to do another 4 years.
Well, this is just a Texas thing, is it not?
Yeah, but that's,
So I don't know if they'd really have anything to do with it.
Prescient. I don't know. Anyway, I hate Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was at best a centrist.
And, she had that hubris, that overweening pride.
That's true. Pride is the downfall.
Won't
Muhammad
be my
Ali.
downfall.
What will be your downfall? Folks, just write a comment, text us, DM us, send in a fax.
DM the Twitter.
What will be Coach's downfall?
Probably myself. I don't know if it's not like.
Pride is yourself.
No, but it wouldn't like. I mean, someone can commit suicide. That's not really a pride thing.
So are you saying you're going to commit suicide?
Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
In the future.
Let's not rule anything out, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying, that's an option. Or if I accidentally, injure myself worse than I did in the last episode, which I don't think would surprise anybody.
Look, To be clear, if you do die on the podcast, can I upload it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean,
all right, cool. Confirmed.
if you die, can I upload it?
Do you know how?
Well, I mean, if you're recording it, I guess I wouldn't be able to, but I would reach out to your wife and make her do it.
All right.
If you make that part of your will, which you should do.
This counts. This is a verbal contract.
Verbal contract, baby. It's locked in.
Play this at my funeral. Unless I die on the podcast, in which case play my death.
Yeah.
But I won't die on the podcast. Look, I live in a very safe neighborhood.
It's
not true. It's not true at all.
Those Canadian neighborhoods, man, they're rough.
Okay, it's a safe neighborhood, but there have been several murders very close to my home.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of crime that's like around where I live, but not in my specific neighborhood. Although it might go down because they've removed all the homeless people and they are now elsewhere.
That's a crime if you ask me.
It's not a crime if they go to the homeless people and be like, look, we'll help you move your shit elsewhere if you're just not here anymore. And they're like, okay.
I guess that's fine. In Toronto,
there's a lot of trash, though, that they left
in Toronto,
behind.
We forcibly moved these encampments, which I think is fucked up. And the police were like kicking these homeless people out of just an empty field. They had tents set up in an empty field, and they had like a little area, and then they fenced it off. And then the police came in and were like, "You gotta fucking leave," at gunpoint, basically. And then all these local citizens with houses were like banging on the fences, screaming like, "Please don't kick them out of this field. It's fine." And the police were like, "Look, we're sociopaths, so shut up."
Yeah, everybody here is like really sympathetic to homeless people as like an intellectual exercise, but when it comes to the homeless people that are like living in underpasses or like bothering you when you're downtown, people are like, maybe I don't actually like the homeless because they're kind of annoying me.
Maybe let's put spikes on every surface in a city.
No, they don't have spikes yet.
We have spikes everywhere.
We just took everyone here, we moved them to Round Rock, and when Round Rock gets sick of it, they're going to move them back over here. I'll just keep doing that. That's fine.
I guess that's fine.
They should move them to Georgetown, if you ask me, folks.
They should move them into a house.
There's some people in Georgetown who really deserve it.
Just give them a house. Yeah. It's fine. I won't be mad.
Well, give me a house first. You know,
you can buy a house.
Not here.
Then move. That's what I'm doing.
You already have a house.
Yeah, but I also have to move for a nicer house.
Okay, well, I don't have any house.
Look,
I could move out to my dad's, but I don't want to do that. That would
look, I'm very poor, everybody.
Shut the fuck up.
It's funny to steal poor valor.
No, it's not. It's cringe.
It's funny.
It's cringe-pilled.
Look, I did genuinely grow up very poor.
Okay.
I did struggle to have food like 30% of the days.
That's rough, but now you're fine. Now you just eat stupid bullshit.
Fine. I didn't realize at which point I became not poor, because when I was growing up, I was bullied a lot for being poor.
And you're like, I'm going to buy hundreds of dollars worth of shoes, and I'll show them.
Yeah.
Per shoe is hundreds of dollars.
Each shoe is literally hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. The whole collection, whew.
Yeah.
That's worth more than me, probably.
No. But it is several hundreds. It's probably about $2,000 if I had to guess.
That's worth more than me. I'm not worth shit.
don't steal poor valor. You've doxed
I'm not
your
saying
bank
my
account
net
to me.
worth. I'm saying the value of me
Oh.
as a human being.
Oh, yeah. That's
My-
more than the value
obviously-
of me as a human being.
Well, I mean, you have a wife, so and there's life insurance there. I assume, or was. I'm sure there's something there.
Maybe.
You have some value. I die. Other than this podcast not being uploaded.
I'll carry it on.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It'd just be like, oh, we got a new host. What happened to Coach? Well, who's to say?
Who's to say? Maybe
You're like, I fired him because he wasn't responding.
Maybe if you get murdered, your murderer will be the bad boy.
I think that would be fair.
That would be an interesting twist. Might skyrocket us. Look,
Yeah, you
if
know
you're
who
out
my
there-
bad boy for this week? It's Nick Oldershaw for being an
Ooh.
asshole. Fucking got him. I'm just
Called
kidding.
out. Got him. Never coming back on the show, fucko.
I think he's probably fine with that.
I also think he's fine, and also he's welcome back on the show.
Yeah, just watch it.
I think if he comes back, he will be much more chill. I think he just needed to vent a little bit.
He had some
after-
things to get out toward. Apparently, he had some grievances about me. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I also don't know. Maybe he
I
just
thought-
has a problem with Asian people.
His girlfriend's Asian, or like half or part.
That doesn't count. That counts.
Yeah, that counts. I'm also not Asian.
Yeah, I don't know.
So no matter how you slice it, I don't think that's it. I hope he doesn't have problems with me specifically. Apparently, he clearly does, but
He did
maybe
say
as a
that.
bit.
He did say that he was having a lot of fun and he likes us. So
Well, people can say anything, dude. I say anything all the time. My actual feelings on things, I keep very close to the vest, you know?
that's true. I have no idea how you feel, even about me.
And you never will. Because I have to hold all the cards. Because that way I have control and power.
It's true. I do really hope one day you tell me that we're friends, but until that day,
I'm going
We're
to keep
just-
you guessing.
we're just business acquaintances.
Good. I feel like people know a lot about me from this podcast, but I also feel like between the two of us, I'm probably more of an enigma.
You absolutely are. I have always been called an enigma. I'm pretty open about everything.
Yeah, I would say you're like a fairly straight shooter and also not that hard to read.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a negative way.
I'm not
Just
trying to
matter
be
of
hard
fact.
to read.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like you might think you have a read on me, but I assure you, you don't.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Good.
I think
Maybe this
that
is why I'm undateable, because like I just am this like fucking shell of a human being, and I don't ever express any like true, real opinion or emotion. And they're like, I don't like this man because he's not a real person. That's not even true though. I act pretty regular when I'm with like a
when
potential
you are
sweetie.
when you are not on the podcast, you're a fairly normal human.
Yeah. And even
It's
then, you don't want to be
all-
too vulnerable with somebody on like 2 or 3 dates. Ugh.
Yeah, you gotta wall off.
Forever.
You just look out a window introspectively, and you're like, wow, my dad gave me this book on his deathbed, and I've never read the last page because if I finish the book, I'll feel like I've truly lost him, and then that's it. That's all they get. That's all your
If
introspection.
my dad died and gave me a book on his deathbed, I would not even read the book. That man has made me read so many fucking books, dude. He gave me summer reading homework, and he's not my teacher. He's just a guy. He's like, read Barbara Tuchman's The Guns of August. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm never going to read a book for pleasure again in my life after today. Thank you.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's fine. But don't make your kids read really dry fucking history books for no reason, for any potential parents or current parents in the audience. Don't make your kids read dumb bullshit. don't make them do anything unless it's like, eat vegetables.
Kids, eat your dang vegetables.
Go to bed
dude.
on time. Eat
Respect
vegetables. Get some vitamin
parents.
D. Unless your parents are like
put
pieces
down
of
the
shit.
iPad.
Yeah, go outside, touch some grass, stay off Twitter.
Twitter bad. Yeah. Look, you gotta eat your damn vegetables. And this is, look, I'm a young guy. I'm on your team. I get it. I've been there. Vegetables are good.
Yeah. Like, you just have to find vegetables that you like.
You just like, if you boil
You don't have
broccoli,
to like all of the vegetables.
If your mom boils broccoli and just puts it on a plate and you're like, I hate broccoli, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
My mom did that. I still am okay with broccoli.
That. I'm okay with that now. But like as a kid, I'm like, I get it. But just like put a little bit of salt on it or something, it's fine.
Yeah. Or like get into like, find a leafy green that works for you. Like I love baby spinach.
Baby spinach is great.
And I don't even care if it's healthy or not. Like I know it is, it's clearly a healthy thing to eat, but like I don't care. I just like it as it's a refreshing side to like a meat. I don't even want to eat a starch. Like I had some Korean short ribs today, and I could have made rice. I fucking didn't. I just was like, I'll just lightly wilt some baby spinach and eat it with that, and I feel great.
That's good.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
It's a healthy meal almost.
I had a turkey burger with macaroni salad today.
It's probably less healthy.
Yeah, it was good though.
Pretty good. Turkey burgers are underrated.
I agree.
Non-beef burgers in general are like pretty good,
I've been getting into like Beyond Meat.
Oh, those are pretty good. The Impossible Whopper. I don't know if you guys have that in Canada, but
we do.
Pretty good.
I don't go to Burger King because Burger King
sucks.
Absolutely sucks. One of the worst restaurants I've ever been to in my life.
But their value meal, pretty good value there though. I eat like such a fucking poor person.
You're stealing poor value.
But it's like not like I don't say that I am poor. I just eat like a poor person.
You're like Warren Buffett.
Yeah, kind of. I live very like
fuck Warren Buffett. Can we just say that? Can we just say fuck Warren Buffett?
He's a good guy.
He's not a good guy.
Wrong.
He's like the fourth richest person in the world, and he's like, every morning I check the stock market before I go to McDonald's and get a friggin' egg McMuffin, and if the stock market's down, I don't get cheese. And it's like, come on, dude.
That rules.
You have like $60 billion, and you're like, gotta save 25 cents.
How do you think he got that $6 billion?
It's too much.
Oh, another crime that isn't my actual bad boy, but another crime.
Okay.
Can I tell you about the fucking Twice mini album that I bought?
I would love to hear about this.
Let me go get it real quick. Hold on.
We're doing props.
You can vamp while I go get this thing.
So for those who don't know, Twice is a Korean pop band. I'm going to say fronted by Momo. I don't know, but Momo is in there. Definitely Momo. And that's who that is.
What were you saying?
Don't worry about it. I didn't say a single rude thing about you. I didn't mention how weird it is that you like Twice.
Twice is great, man. I like their music. And so I got the mini album. Okay. So
wait,
this is fucking
hold it up. Let me screenshot this for the Patreon.
These are the girls.
I'm not ready.
Oh, I'm holding it up regardless. Let's go.
Okay, I'm ready. I got it.
Behind the scenes content.
Behind the scenes content. We got it. Folks, all right. We're in.
All right, so there are like 3 different boxes of this. There's like a blue one, a white one, and a pink one, I think. And that's not even the only variations of this. So this was like $30-some when I bought it. I think it probably goes for $40, but it's been out for a little bit, so it's not as much now. And which is fine.
A depreciating asset.
Right. I mean, shit on Amazon gets cheaper over time. So this comes with an art book, which is the same
Okay.
regardless, and it's got some nice pictures of all the bays. That's whatever. And then it comes with 2 different sets of cards. So one of which did not contain all of the members. There's like 8 cards, and one of them's a group shot, so it's missing 2, which is fucking infuriating. There's another set of 5 cards out of, I guess, 9, and they all have their little signatures on the back. It's very cute. I posted Momo's in the Discord. It has a little cat on it, which I was a big fan of. Then there's 5 just photographs that they included, which, again, that's not all the members of the group. There's 9 people in the group.
That's too many people IMO, but that's fine.
I kind of agree, because I was like, I saw like a commercial for something on YouTube today for Blackpink. I'm like, they only have 4? Oh, that's way easier to remember their names since there's only 4 of them. And then it also comes with a little disc thing. I don't even know what it's for. There's like a disc with one of them on it.
Is that like a coaster, or is it a digital?
No, it looks like a coaster. I don't think you should use it as a coaster, but I don't know what it's for. But okay, it's a little fucking picture.
Okay,
that's laminated.
You put it in a locket.
Perhaps. I know with these, the like little cards, I think you like slide these on under a clear phone case. So like I can have Momo with me all the time, or that gangly bitch Suyu, or both. Right. I don't fucking care. I have a big phone, and then the CD itself is like 1 of 9. So there's so many fucking variants of things you can get in each one of these fucking. I mean, how many of these would you have to buy to get a complete set? That's fucking insane.
Kind of like Pokemon, if you think about it.
No, but at least like Pokemon cards probably have more like resale value than this shit.
Yeah, this has sentimental value.
It does. And I can't wait to buy the next one. Their music's good though, man. You should check it out.
I've listened to the music videos that you post, and
they're pretty good.
They're
if
fine.
You like pop.
They're fine. I listened to John Coltrane, Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Jazz. A little jazz.
Yeah.
I listened to
shout out to trumpet.
Fucking Foreigner.
Yeah.
Jukebox Hero. Jefferson Airplane. A lot of Vietnam era classics. Fortunate
so you're telling
Son.
me you do not listen to you don't listen to K-pop?
I don't listen to K-pop usually.
But Twice is pretty. I mean, they're pretty good.
I'll believe it. Just a little. I just put the behind the scenes content on the Patreon for those listening. Join the Patreon first of all. Second of all, if you are on the Patreon, and you pay at least $7 per month, please send me a message on Patreon for your fan request, because Patreon is yelling at me. Is telling me to do things.
Oh, because people aren't using it, so like they're mad.
Yeah, they're like, you have to mark this as complete. I could just mark it as complete.
Lizette, fucking DM. You can just text me a fucking thing. I'm gonna call you out because I know you're paying $7, and you're gonna get mad at me.
I wasn't gonna dox anybody, but
it's how many Lizettes are there? A many. Okay, so
I've heard of one.
Well, okay, but irregardless, fucking text me a crime so that we can check this thing off and not get it's not fraudulent or whatever the fuck. Okay.
Does this character listen to the show?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So this will come back to bite me in the ass. Probably not bite me in the ass, but I will probably get a text message about it in the future.
Well, this is going up in 3 hours. So.
Okay, well, then I should read my crime so we can get out of here.
Get out of here.
So
we're working on Labor Day, folks.
That is true. I've been working on video games, like making them today, fucking doing all sorts of shit, working on this podcast. Where's my day? I'm going to take tomorrow off.
I won't stop you.
I really might. I'm just not mentally. I'm not in a good spot. So here's my crime. Old Christopher Wallace.
Interesting.
Big fan of Snapchat. This guy.
Oh, this is not Christopher Wallace.
Yeah, well, it is.
I'm thinking of a different Chris Wallace.
Yeah. So our old pal Christopher Wallace, who's 22. I don't know how old yours is.
He is dead.
Okay, well, this guy, as of 2015, was alive, and he was 22 then. So probably a different guy.
I am thinking of Christopher George Latour Wallace, better known by his stage name Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, we're not. This guy is white.
Is he a journalist?
He's just a guy.
Okay.
He's just a 22-year-old guy. So this fellow did a little steely poo.
Oops.
Of some cooking, like outdoor cooking camp shit from a campsite back in Old Maine. And then apparently while he was on the run, having stolen these goods, I don't know why you would steal this shit, but who am I to judge?
Sure.
While he's on the run, he goes home, and then he sends out a Snapchat, and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm home." So then, somebody who was watching his Snapchat and knew he had stolen things and was on the run, let the police know. And so the police show up at his house, but they don't find him.
Interesting. He is camping, perhaps.
What a twist. Or not. So then our good friend Christopher Wallace, who isn't Biggie Smalls, then posts another Snapchat. Is like, by the way, I am home, but I'm hiding in a cabinet. And then then the police get another call from another person, and then they find him. I just thought it was funny.
That's good.
Snapchatting your little silly crimes.
That's fun. I thought you were going to do Biggie because I did Tupac.
No,
I thought that would have been.
I don't remember anything that goes in on this podcast, so I forgot that we talked about Tupac.
Look, Tupac, you're a rapist. Turn yourself in.
And Drake is a pedophile.
Drake is a pedophile, and I hope he just dies of natural causes soon. That's
all right. Well,
look, I don't believe in police. I don't believe in the prison industrial complex. I
believe in God issuing out punishment in the form of heart attacks.
I don't think that I really sincerely do not wish any of our listeners go to his house, which has been listed on the internet. His address is publicly available. I don't want you to go to his house and do anything. I think that would be bad.
Okay, I'm going to say the same thing, but not sarcastically. Don't do crimes.
Look, I did mention a perfectly viable incendiary device earlier in this episode. Forget it. Forget all about it. Don't use it.
I don't co-sign this at all.
I'm saying don't do it.
Yeah, but you're saying it with a tone.
Look, don't.
Let the record show we advise everybody to not commit any crimes. And you can do that whatever you want with that information.
Do not kill anybody. Do not burn down Drake's house.
Or we will ridicule you on this podcast.
There's no crime against praying. There's no crime against asking God to intervene.
That is true.
You can't stop.
You can pray that somebody dies, and you can say that you're doing that, and no one can be like, that's illegal. Because that is religious persecution, baby.
They can't get you. So yeah, just pray on his downfall. That's all.
Pray on my upfall.
I agree. Let's get Coach a little bit of help.
And some help, like the sponsor of today's episode, BetterHelp, who we will now briefly thank. I'm just kidding. We don't have any sponsors. That would have been a great segue, though.
Would have been great to plug at 59 minutes.
Hey, you know what? We could have had a deal where we're like, look, we'll do the ad, but it's at the end of the episode because we respect our viewers, which we don't actually do. We would do an ad wherever you want. Just pay us the money. We'll do it for like $10. We will
replace the intro with an ad.
I will magic spoon, get in contact with us. I will do ad reads for nothing. Just send me some cereal. I already know all the lines.
Yeah. I
wonder if I reached out and just was like, for free cereal, could I do an ad read?
I have a very popular podcast.
Look, we've had many guests who you might have heard on other podcasts that are, who's to say, as popular or more or less popular than ours. One of which doesn't exist anymore, so you can't even really do the fact checking.
Two of them don't even. Two of our guests have podcasts that don't exist anymore.
And some of our other guests have been on their podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't think have ones of their own, sort of. Anyway,
I don't know if that's true about anybody.
Well,
all of our guests that have been on said unnamed podcast all have the same podcast now. So
that is true. Well, there was that one guest from a deleted episode. I don't think.
Yeah.
He has one.
He does.
Okay, well, but it's not the same one that we're referring to. So
that's correct. He invited us onto that podcast and then never got back to us. So,
well,
look, if you're out there, I'll be on your stupid podcast. Is it about pissing or something? Yes.
Oh yeah, check out the most recent episode of the Doug Zone. I was on that. It was pretty fun. I thought it was a good episode.
It was. It was fun.
I don't think I ruined their vibes too much.
I think you were a little more palatable as a character.
Yeah, if you don't like me here, listen to me on the Doug Zone. That might...
It's sort of a compromise between your real personality and this personality.
Yeah, that's... of being like a decent person and just horrible. It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good gateway into me as far as podcasts go. Unless you like this and then don't listen to that. But if you don't like me on here, and I know some of you don't, I know some of you do not. You've made that perfectly clear. Listen to me on the Doug Zone and then reserve your judgments for that version of me, who's very reasonable. It's not that I'm not reasonable here. You just don't know because you don't know me, man. Separate the art from the artist, bro.
Tweet at the Doug Zone, whatever their Twitter is. I don't know it, and I don't care.
I don't know. You can look it up. There's not that many Doug Zones.
You'll find it. Tweet at them. Tell them not to have me on the show.
Why?
I think it would be fun.
Are you going on?
No, I will never go on that show.
They keep going, so you can come on the podcast, and you're like, no, and then you'll be like, yeah. You said the other day, you're like, yeah, I'll do it because Coach was nice to me on the podcast. Let the record show I am a good individual.
That's true.
Whenever you're not on mic, I always plug your shit.
It's true. It's very kind. I don't plug my shit when I'm on mic.
Yeah. I don't have any... I kind of could plug my shit, which I sort of did. But I think I went out of my way to plug yours better than mine.
It's true.
So,
what a guy. What a guy. Yeah, I'm not going on that show because they betrayed me. There's nothing... I like you. We're business associates.
Yeah. You have no reason to...
I have no quarrel with you, sir. But the Doug Zone I like the two hosts. They're fine.
As an institution.
An institution, I do not respect them.
All right.
Matt
and Jillian, if you're listening, I'd love to go back on. It was fun.
You're just going to apply to be third mic.
I think that would be bad, but it'd be like a good recurring guest that just pops in. You know, you hear about my life, I say something weird, and then, they're like, that was fun, but I wouldn't want this guy to be around all the time, because if I did, I would listen to Bad Boy Crimes, which I don't. That's the average Doug Zone listener that isn't already listening to this podcast.
Yeah. Arthur, go on the Doug Zone.
Get Arthur on the damn Doug Zone, man. Also, Doug Zone, come on our podcast.
Yeah, I'll do a swap cast. Because then they're on our turf. Then I get to be in charge.
You could bully them.
Yeah.
And I'll just sit back and go,
Yeah, I'll be the Nick to them. Just
tell them
berate,
to put guns in their mouths.
just berate Jillian for being Lebanese for an hour.
What race do you think Jillian isn't?
She's not Lebanese.
But what could she pass as? Folks, sign out in the Discord what you think. What race do you think Jillian could be?
She could pass as like one of her grandfathers is Scottish.
I feel like she could be like 1/4 Korean.
You've heard it here first, folks.
I just pass on the Asian passing as somebody who has the privilege for another week.
Does it count from when it happened or when it was posted publicly?
I'm counting posted publicly because I didn't do anything.
But you also counted before the episode came out. So,
well, I changed my mind. I'm using my privilege to change what I'm doing. I gave myself another week with the privilege that I had. It's like wishing for another
As an
wish.
Asian man, I'm allowed to give privilege out.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. That's the episode. Thanks for listening. Go to the patreon.com / badboycrimes.com.
Do what you can.
I don't know the read.
Any amount of money gives you access to bonus crimes, and if you give more, you get more perks. So look into that. But at least just give us $1. You get double the content for only $1 a month.
Per month.
Still pretty good.
If you do it now, if you give us $1, you can binge all the old bonus content and then stop giving us the $1. It's a scam. Patreon doesn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. There's some bangers in there.
The last one in particular is a banger for sure.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. The Joker and the TARDIS.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Yeah, our last bonus actually was pretty good. There were some good bits in that. I forgot the funny thing that I said.
It's true. You did. I would say that's a top 5 BBC bit.
That's rough.
I don't know. Maybe next week we'll go over the other top 4.
That could be the bonus episode. We just do a clip show.
Do a clip show of us remembering the clips. I'm too lazy to edit it and download it all again, so we're just gonna rehash it verbally. What a stupid fucking idea. But we'll do it.
Yeah.
Look, if you pay us $7 or more, you can request anything. It's designed for you to request crimes. You could just say anything. Just tell us to plug a thing that you did. We'll do it. It's fine. For $7 a month, I will plug any personal project every public episode that month.
You heard it here first.
That's a good deal.
The small number of you who are paying the $7.
You could up it. Could up it from $0. If you're out there and you're just a rapper, you're a filmmaker. What other personal projects are there?
Games.
If you're a gamer, if you have a Twitch stream, if you
that's me. I'm gonna pay $7 to force you to plug my Twitch.
Do it. That's fine. If you did like a nice sidewalk chalk drawing, send us the picture. I'll make it the cover of the goddamn podcast for a month.
You want us to plug your OnlyFans?
We'll do it.
I won't.
I'll say the URL. That's fine. I'm fine with it. I'll say it. Anyway, that's the episode. We gave you 9.5 extra bonus minutes just to tell you how good the bonus episodes are. So that's it. Good night, everybody. This will be going live in 3 hours.